You told me I couldn't say anything because Eddie was being investigated by the FBI and that was confidential information. It's all over the internet. I've been let on for a year, bro. I've also asked you to audit the contract for the game and see where the money went so many times, and that never happened either. Do you see how this looks?
I see how it looks.
What did you do?
Tried to help to get the project done. That's all I did.
I think there's a piece of information being left out.
That ABC News exclusive with Logan Paul, the YouTube superstar who has millions of young followers, now officially summoned by U.S. federal authorities for investigation, facing a series of serious allegations: financial fraud, false advertising, and endangering public health. If convicted, Logan Paul could face decades in federal prison, along with severe financial losses and the complete collapse of his brand reputation.
It started quietly, a rumor here, a leaked document there. But by mid-2025, it was official. Logan Paul, one of the most famous and controversial figures in online entertainment, had been summoned by U.S. federal authorities. The charges? A staggering list: financial fraud, false advertising, and endangering public health. This wasn't clickbait. This wasn't drama for views. If the allegations stick, Logan could be looking at decades behind bars, financial ruin, and the total collapse of his brand. The FBI investigation isn't just about one bad business move. It's about a pattern, a trail of questionable projects, broken promises, and public trust shattered again and again. And for many, this wasn't a shock. It was the moment they'd been expecting, ever since Logan's first major fall from grace in 2018. Because if history tells us anything, it's this: Logan Paul knows how to make a comeback, but he also knows how to burn through second chances. And this time, there may be no third act. It started quietly, a rumor here, a leaked document there. But by mid-2025, it was official. Logan Paul, one of the most famous and controversial figures in online entertainment, had been summoned by U.S. federal authorities. The charges? A staggering list: financial fraud, false advertising, and endangering public health. This wasn't clickbait. This wasn't drama for views. If the allegations stick, Logan could be looking at decades behind bars, financial ruin, and the total collapse of his brand. The FBI investigation isn't just about one bad business move. It's about a pattern, a trail of questionable projects, broken promises, and public trust shattered again and again. And for many, this wasn't a shock. It was the moment they'd been expecting, ever since Logan's first major fall from grace in 2018. Because if history tells us anything, it's this: Logan Paul knows how to make a comeback, but he also knows how to burn through second chances. And this time, there may be no third act. Long before federal agents came knocking, Logan Paul was a digital era success story and a cautionary tale rolled into one. Born in 1995 in Westlake, Ohio, Logan didn't just step into the spotlight, he ripped it open. By 2013, he was dominating Vine with high-energy stunts, bold humor, and a charisma that made him impossible to ignore. When Vine collapsed, he didn't fade. He reinvented himself on YouTube, turning vlogs into theatrical events, blending daredevil challenges, outrageous pranks, and behind-the-scenes glimpses into his chaotic life. He wasn't just making content. He was building a universe, the Logan Paul universe, where millions of fans followed his every move like he was scripting the culture of the internet in real time. Brands loved him. Media loved him. And for a while, the public did too. He embodied the Gen Z dream: fearless, creative, unstoppable. Then came January 2018. A video filmed in Japan's Aokigahara forest, near the body of a suicide victim, ignited global outrage. Overnight, Logan went from internet golden boy to global villain. His empire seemed finished. Sponsors fled. YouTube cut ties. Millions unsubscribed. But Logan wasn't done. He apologized, eyes locked on the camera, voice steady, vowing to change. And slowly, incredibly, he did the impossible. He clawed his way back. WWE appearances, a reinvention as a disciplined boxer, co-founding Prime Hydration, launching ambitious projects like CryptoZoo, it was a complete image overhaul. To the world, Logan Paul had become a symbol of redemption in the internet age. Proof that even the worst mistakes could be overcome with humility, hard work, and time. Or at least, that's what we thought.
It's a really fun game that makes you money.
CryptoZoo is a blockchain project that I created about a year and a half ago. You buy these eggs on the blockchain and you can hatch them into what are called base animals. And then you can breed your base animals with each other to create fun looking.
August 2021. Logan Paul sits on his impulsive podcast, grinning with the confidence of a man who's about to change the game. His pitch? A fun and profitable NFT project called CryptoZoo. The concept was wild. Buy digital eggs, hatch them into bizarre animal hybrids, like a gorilla cat or a rhino chicken. Breed them, earn zoo tokens, and make real money in the process. Logan claimed he'd sunk $1 million of his own cash into the project. A big team was working behind the scenes. The website was flashy, the roadmap ambitious. And in the middle of an NFT gold rush, his loyal fans didn't hesitate. They poured in millions. But almost immediately, the cracks showed. Half the eggs wouldn't hatch. The site glitched constantly. Rewards didn't exist. The zoo token's value tanked. In the Discord, panic set in. My eggs won't hatch, Logan. What's going on? I just lost $40,000. $500,000 gone. By the time the dust settled, investors were out $18.5 million, $3 million in NFTs, $7.7 million in tokens, and the rest in sheer lost value. Logan? He vanished from the project. Months went by with no updates until December 2022, when investigative YouTuber CoffeeZilla dropped a 3-part expose. What he found was damning. NFT art that was just lazily edited stock photos. Smart contract code copied from a meme coin. A development team linked to prior crypto scams. And a wallet tied to Logan that dumped zoo tokens before the official launch, the classic move in a pump and dump scheme. When the accusations hit, Logan came out swinging. He called CoffeeZilla the Keemstar of crypto, threatened to sue, and blamed everyone but himself, branding one partner a professional con artist and another a convicted felon. But the backlash was immediate. Hashtags trended. His response video tanked. Within weeks, he backtracked, apologizing to CoffeeZilla, promising $1.3 million in refunds, and pledging to revive the project. Only there was a catch. Refunds were for NFT holders only, and only if they gave up the right to sue. Most victims, especially those who'd sold at a loss, were left out. And as of early 2024, no one could confirm they'd been paid. Then came the BBC investigation. They traced wallets tied to Logan making trades before launch, reinforcing pump-and-dump suspicions. When invited to respond on camera, Logan sent a body double to troll the crew. By mid-2025, CryptoZoo is dead. A class action lawsuit was alive. And Logan's redemption arc? On life support. While CryptoZoo investors were still begging for answers, Logan Paul had already moved on. His next big play? Prime Hydration, co-founded with fellow YouTuber KSI. Marketed as a healthy sports drink alternative to Gatorade, it was low in sugar, high in potassium, and wrapped in sleek, candy-colored bottles designed to pop on TikTok. The launch was a masterclass in hype. Prime wasn't just on store shelves, it was in WWE rings, UFC corners, and Bayern Munich Stadium. Kids lined up outside supermarkets. In the UK, bottles were resold like rare sneakers. TikTokers filmed Prime hunts as if they were searching for buried treasure. But underneath the buzz, something ugly was brewing. The Prime Energy line contained 200 milligrams of caffeine per can double or Red Bull, with packaging nearly identical to the caffeine-free hydration bottles. The marketing heavily targeted teens, but parents reported kids suffering tremors, heart palpitations, and sleepless nights. One Reddit post read, "My 10-year-old drank a can of Prime and was up all night shaking like a leaf." Soon, schools banned it. Countries issued safety warnings. Senator Chuck Schumer called for an FDA investigation. And the hits kept coming. Lawsuits over false advertising. Product recalls after bottles tested positive for forever chemicals. Mold found in Lunchly, Prime's companion snack line. Yet Logan stayed silent, still posting smiling event photos while his healthy drink became a public health hazard. Then came a bizarre twist. Logan sued Lionel Messi's drink partner, claiming they copied Prime's bottle design. Messi's team fired back with a countersuit accusing Prime of defamation and unfair competition. Surveys showed 87% of consumers didn't confuse the brands, making Logan's claims look petty and desperate. Behind the scenes, Prime's sales were collapsing. UK revenue dropped 70%, US sales halved in 2024, and a $67 million lawsuit from bottling partner Refresco exposed a deeper problem. Prime had grown too fast, overpromised, and couldn't deliver. Analysts called it the Supreme for Drinks effect, all hype, then clearance bins. And as with CryptoZoo, the damage wasn't just financial. It was trust, evaporating faster than Prime's shelf space. By 2024, Prime wasn't the golden ticket Logan Paul promised, it was a legal minefield. The messy countersuit was just the opening shot. As Prime's image cracked, the numbers told the real story. UK sales down 70%. US sales sliced in half in just 6 months. Profits? Almost gone. Behind closed doors, Prime's own bottling partner, Refresco, filed a $67 million lawsuit accusing the brand of breaching its production contract by failing to meet agreed quotas. The message was clear. Prime wasn't just struggling with sales, it couldn't even keep up with its own promises. The brand's problem ran deeper than lawsuits and bad press. From the start, Prime never knew its true audience. Was it a sports drink for athletes? A collectible for kids? A caffeine jolt for college students? The answer seemed to change with each TikTok trend. The formula didn't help either, mostly water, potassium, and artificial sweeteners, a far cry from the carefully built credibility of competitors like Body Armor, which Coca-Cola bought after years of proven performance. Instead of building a loyal base, Prime flooded the market with endless new flavors. The initial frenzy turned to fatigue, then to indifference. Clearance shelves filled with the once rare bottles that kids used to fight over. And the brand's greatest weakness? It was inseparable from Logan Paul and KSI. Their celebrity made it explode. Their controversies made it implode. By late 2024, Logan's dream of selling Prime to Coca-Cola or Pepsi for billions was fantasy. No major buyer wanted a brand drowning in lawsuits, collapsing sales, and a PR disaster tied to a polarizing figure. For many, it was déjà vu, another overhyped Logan Paul product, another broken promise. And the trust he'd spent years clawing back? Almost gone for good. On paper, Logan Paul's failures look like bad business decisions. In reality, they're symptoms of something bigger and far more damaging. It's a pattern that's hard to miss once you see it. Launch a flashy new product. Promise the world. Ride the hype. When things go wrong, deflect blame, go quiet, then move on to the next big thing. It happened with CryptoZoo, a project that vanished as soon as the money stopped flowing. It happened with Prime Hydration, a drink brand built on celebrity sparkle, not long-term quality. And each time, the people left holding the bag weren't business partners or investors in boardrooms. They were the fans, the ones who believed in his redemption arc, who saw him as proof that mistakes could be fixed, that a scandal could be survived. That's why the backlash now feels different. It's not the fiery outrage of 2018. It's colder, quieter, more disappointed. Because once someone loses your trust twice, you stop giving them chances. Logan's biggest problem isn't that he's bad at business. It's that his audience no longer believes his word means anything. And in the influencer age, once that happens, you're finished. Logan Paul's story isn't just about one influencer blowing up his own empire. It's about the dangerous illusion that dominates the digital age. That attention equals credibility. That virality equals value. With CryptoZoo, Logan sold thousands of NFT eggs off the back of a few flashy promo videos. With Prime, millions of bottles flew off shelves because TikTok said they were rare. Both were massive successes until people looked past the marketing. And that's the real danger. In a world where a tweet can move markets and a TikTok can sell out inventory in minutes, hype can feel like proof. But it's not. For audiences, the lesson is clear: slow down. Ask the hard questions. Does this person really understand what they're selling? Do they even use it? Is this an opportunity or just a performance? Trust is the easiest thing to manipulate and the hardest thing to win back once it's gone. For creators, it's even simpler. Hype fades. The only thing that lasts is what you actually deliver. A strong brand isn't built on launch day buzz or clever marketing stunts. It's built on keeping promises, fixing mistakes, and treating your audience as people, not as numbers on a spreadsheet. Because in the end, followers don't remember the giveaways, the product drops, or the viral clips. They remember whether you kept your word when it mattered. Fame can make you rich, it can make you powerful, but it will also expose you. And when the spotlight finds cracks in your character, it doesn't just illuminate them, it magnifies them. Logan Paul had every resource, every opportunity, and a second chance most people never get. He could have built something lasting. Instead, he built on hype, not honesty. On quick wins, not long-term trust. CryptoZoo didn't collapse because NFTs stopped being trendy. Prime Hydration didn't fall apart because Gatorade was too strong a competitor. They failed because the foundation, the man selling them, couldn't be trusted to follow through. That's the truth no PR campaign can fix. A product can survive bad reviews. A brand can survive a bad quarter. But once the audience decides they can't believe you anymore, there's nothing left to sell. If Logan Paul ever makes a real comeback, it won't be with a new drink, a new game, or a new stunt. It will only happen when he understands that fame isn't just a platform, it's a responsibility. A responsibility to tell the truth, to keep promises, to lead with the kind of integrity that doesn't need a marketing plan. Because if you can't carry the weight of the spotlight, it won't lift you up. It will burn you down.